All right, so I've kind of been told, not told, but asked um, to do so the next video and really talk about something that again is very strange and hypocritical in society. And it's regarding the cocoa plant again, um, which you call something else, but I'm just going to refer to it as a cocoa plant medicine. Oh yeah, you can, you can crack. It's not medicine. Please, please. It was first developed into a smokable concentrate from the leaves, because you had to eat a lot of leaves to get the effects. So smoking it was a better way to get in the tribal cultures I've been in the past. Um, your judgment towards it is really all based on the government and the war on drugs cartel. Um, Brainwashing you through same thing as the marijuana in the 30s and the 40s, I guess. It was um, 50s, whenever that movie came out, that showing people smoking marijuana, doing all these crazy things. The propaganda is based on the government's need for you not to use that plant, because it is more than just a party drug. It's been used for thousands of years for connecting to something that you cannot connect to any other way. You can drive through meditation, through a lot of other things, and you can say the same thing about the psychedelics, but the difference between the psychedelics and the cocoa plant is that the psychedelics have also spirit, right? But they also have the ability to create hallucinations, and time travel, and going back into walking into a past life, not just like seeing it, actually walking into it and feeling it, really recalling things that were locked away. All these things are really good for a ceremonial type thing. And of course, you want to use it for dancing. It's going to connect you to the whole um, rhythm of life. It's going to help. So, but now the cocoa plant is different, because there is no hallucinating properties of the actual plant. It's the fact that you're going to stay up for a few days maybe, doing a vision quest, and that vision quest is going to be your ability to communicate with things and knowledge that you wouldn't be able to. That's why the government doesn't want you to use it. They use an excuse that it was a party drug, and it's a danger to your kids. But honestly, every tribal culture that I've ever lived in, we used it. There was no such thing as illegal. Nothing was found. We also didn't have a monetary system to make money off of it, but nothing was found in the ground and then taken and then used as a way to manipulate people. It was always used as a ceremonial. Here in the States, you don't really believe in that kind of ceremony. You're Christian, or one of the three organized religions, big ones, and their offshoots. So you really don't use any of these plant medicines ceremonially. You use them for just like you use alcohol, just to just de-stress and get away and go dancing or whatever you want to do on the weekend, and then you start doing it every day because you like the feeling, your body gets addicted to it. Now the thing about addiction, I know there's been a lot of what you consider celebrities, right, that have used, including people like Sigmund Freud and people that are looking at it in a different way and using it in a different way, in a sense. First, the big thing is not using it with alcohol. Alcohol is the thing that destroys it. or anything like heroin, any of the other things that'll take away from the fact that the cocoa plant has its own spirit, and it allows you to communicate with, especially tapping into your creativity. Now, a lot of celebrities, and I did a search on celebrities. I know there's a bunch like Robert Downey Jr. and comes to mind, and David Bowie, Mick Jagger, um, the guy from Aerosmith, Steve Perry. A lot, and these are the people that are actually admitted to it, and because they then turned around and claimed the addiction card, right? And now when you Google that, you'll see like articles on how how he beat or she beat Whitney Houston with they beat addiction, and how how it ruined their lives. All these things that you can't really blame on the plant, though. It's not the plant that creates the addict. It's actually number one, actually number two, is the fact that it's illegal, and not controlled, and not you don't know what you're getting, in other words. But what's even worse is number one is money. Again, money is the root of all evil, right? So addiction is caused by money because the fact that you have to use money to live, but then you have to also use money to buy this thing, as opposed to growing it yourself, as opposed to making it yourself, as opposed to I don't know, sharing it with people that ceremonial. We never charged anybody for ceremonial practice, and some of the tribes I've been to in my past lives, we literally did them every day. They represented something that we needed to connect with, and it helped us connect and understand more of ourselves. We didn't have your system of education and the internet and all these fancy things that produce for yourselves to give you this information. But this information is based on a certain group of people putting it together and putting it out there and giving it to you as an education system. It is not what you're tapping into as the reality of life. We were able to tap into the reality of life. We were tapping into the knowledge base of existence, which then bypassed anybody's distortion of it, usually because of some kind of monetary value in doing it. So there really is no, how should I say, right. So, what's hypocritical about the whole fact that all these celebrities and all these people that you've brought into like this idol worshiping type of stage, did these things, right? Then you now point your fingers at, and anybody that's doing it that you don't want them to do it, then all of a sudden they become But Mick Jagger was he did some great music, right? So that's exactly it. He wasn't great music. Dave Boy, Robert Downey Jr. It comes to mind, But there's a whole 25. There was 25. I could have went through each one, but each one had a sob story. Now, the thing of it is, the sob story that they're saying, that they're talking about, is them using it, overusing it. Number one. Number two, not using it correctly. Usually using it with alcohol and pills and other things. And number three, really looking at it in a sense where, well, my career is on the line here. If I don't say this exactly what why I think back to all those days that I did this and it was so bad. They're saying this on camera. They're saying this in an interview. They're saying this because they want to keep their status of your idol worshiping, and the money that they make from it, right? So they want to keep that sense of monetary value, to the name, and the only way they can do that is if they discredit. Now, in my case, I don't give a flying fuck what you people think about me at this point, because I have so many people hating me at this point. They do fake, they do, and all of a sudden, oh my God, he's doing this. No, I can't promote this. It's like, I'm one, I'm a shaman. Number two, I'm I'm trying to give you the reality of this. Okay? And trying to explain to you that the more you persecute people, and the more you hide it, and the more you make it keep it illegal, the more you put people in cages for it, the more negative karma you're going to produce with it. That then it's going to come back to you. Understand? It's not. You can't blame the plant for what is going on. You have to, and you can't make it illegal, because then all of a sudden it becomes part of the criminal organization, the underworld that then distributes it around the world under a totally different delivery mechanism, whatever you want to call it, and makes a shitload of money on it and keeps people addicts because you don't know what the fuck is in it. Fentanyl is the big one, man. Now, instead of dope, you're getting fentanyl. And fentanyl is so much worse than dope because at least heroin came from a plant, the poppy plants, Pisces, right? And they used to make opium. And in Manhattan, back in the turn of the century, they used to have opium dens where you can go in, smoke opium, and just like lay down and just go into a dream state for a while. They closed them down, I guess. I don't know. They might still have them, but but this is like the 19th century. And at least, and then that was came from the Asia, right? And a lot of them were Asian and open. And then but that was done in a certain mechanism, a certain way. You come, you lay down, you smoke, you lay down, and you go into a different. It is a form of meditation, or it is a form of a spiritual practice that then got washed away because there was so much money to be made on it. It then became very, very lucrative to keep it illegal and have the criminal organization really control all of it, creating all addicts, and then you have the law side of it, sweeping in and taking all the money that these guys made and buying new equipment with, on the war on drugs. It's sad because again you're condemning a lot of people to something that you shouldn't. People had problems with these, and I've had more, like I said, problems. The problems existed because of the fact that again it's expensive. It really makes you want to turn around and say fuck you to anything that you really don't appreciate anymore. That then you start realizing as oh shit, I was in a kind of a cloud fog for a while. And this at least made me see that like this kind of fucked up. And that's what the Vision Quest does. That it opens up the communication to levels of your own being that don't exist in normal state. Believe that? That's what we learn as shaman. That's why you call it Vision Quest. So sleep deprivation, food deprivation, and maybe just water for as many days as you can. Each day becomes more powerful if you're doing it correctly. In your connection to the spirit world. And that's how we discovered the ability to connect with spirits that then helped us in the healing process of our tribes. That's what I remember. Each past life that I regress back to, understanding what I was, understanding what I was doing, and at least feeling comfortable in doing it because it was part of our culture. Now it's labeled very dangerous substance. But again, the danger of the plant is it's not a poison plant. I mean, it's more dangerous to eat. I don't know any plant that's poison. It's more dangerous to eat. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's going to kill you. The plant doesn't kill you. If anything, it's a stimulant that helps you, and it's a natural stimulant. It's not like those drinks, those whatever they're called, those little drinks that people drink and it has a bad taste. Oof, man, it gives you a really bad taste, but it gets you like nice and wired, right? So everything, the use of the plant was made illegal. So then all these other things that were substitutes for it became popular. Starbucks, people drink 5-6 cups of Starbucks a day, and they'll be like, oh, that's great. I have no problem. I mean, it's the same thing. It's a stimulant. It's marked as one of them a dangerous substance. That's a felony at some states to possess it and to use it. That's insane, man. And the fact that it's been now almost crucified. It's like literally what I saw was like nobody was actually commenting on the use of it. That David Bowie stayed up for days and days and wrote some of the best, most. Hey, that character he had, Ziggy Stardust. I wonder how he came about. And he was an alien from another planet that came down and and sang some really good songs and made some fucking shitload of money for him, man. So if he would have said that to you, right, then you would have stopped buying his albums, right? Oh my God, he's promoting drug use. Meanwhile, the Grateful Dead was tripping most of the time. Every time I saw Bob Weir, he was admittedly tripping on acid. So, okay, good for him. Did it help him in his creative process? Sure did. That's why he did it. You guys credit them for being these great musicians and these great people, and they've done so much. It's like, but yet they're going to tell you the truth about the substance that they use to make them, because as soon as they say that, oh no, then let's take all that credit back. Then he didn't do it naturally, right? It doesn't matter. You understand? To you what they've done until you find out what they've done, and then you go like, oh no, I can't give them that credit anymore. Why was that credit even given in the first place, man? Why do you look at these things and because they're promoted and they're shoved in your ear day and night until you like them, I guess. I don't know. I'm not saying that the music isn't good, and everything that was created by it was good, but the thing of it is, you credit to the actual finished product, right? But then you don't give credit to the thing that actually helped them get to that finished product, because they can't admittedly tell you what that is. Because if they do that and say, yeah, it helped them, then all of a sudden they're labeled as promoting drug use, into millions of people, millions of fans, and then all of a sudden they're then, especially now in the Me Too generation, I mean, they're hung upside down and bled to death, right? It is sad to see that and to understand that your civilization, what you're doing is you're making people and then you're breaking people based on whatever you want them to be. That's not something I've ever wanted to be part of. I don't give a shit. My art is my art. Yeah, I made those paintings staying up for a few days, man. Because the energy and the ability to connect with all those things and all those feelings that I had were flowing out of me, and I had to stick them on a canvas, because if not, I would have, like, I don't know, did light art, or maybe, like, I don't know, broke a window or some mirror or something, or done something to get it out of me. And instead of, like, breaking something, I put it on a canvas and created that artwork that I made. Do I credit the drug for it? No. The drug and it's not a drug. Again, it's a plant medicine. Plant medicine, because we all have symbiotic relationship with plants, right? That plant medicine, right, helped me to get to the point where I was then connecting to the things that I needed to connect to be able to create that artwork. That's it. Did it destroy my life? No. Society destroyed my life. Money destroys my life. All the times that I've been through something, I've realized how fucked up it is that I have to do what I have to do just to get money to survive, and then I get pissed off and I blow the things that I did. I blow them up. I don't. It's like career boom. House boom. But not actually blow up the house, but blow up the fact that I'm I'm in this thing that I feel trapped in. The thing that now all of a sudden every celebrity has to go through, right? They have to admit, they can't admit to, and the ones that don't admit to it, they end up dead. It's like, okay, that's what their soul needed to experience. And, oh, but Jimi Hendrix died young. Okay, he probably got reincarnated. He's probably ready, like, to something really better right now, or maybe he just got the hell out of here. Because he did all the music and he had it going. He's done, man. I'm out of here. I wish I could push that button right now, but I can't. Doesn't work. And damn it. That eject exit button for myself. Because I have to sit here and watch what you people do to each other. I have to sit here and watch how hypocritical you are about the things that are happening in the society, especially surrounding the use of plant medicine, especially I'm not putting synthetic opiates. I'm not putting pills made in pharmacies. I'm not putting anything made in a pharmaceutical laboratory in that category. I'm only putting plant medicine there because plant medicine to me is the only thing. Anything that derived from a plant is like again I told you again, LSD, right, is derived from the ergot fungus. So it's not just it's a crazy little chemical that this guy made in a laboratory. No, he synthesized it from the ergot fungus that grows on wheat. That comes from a plant. Anything that comes from that source, fungi, um, um, you know, cannabis, Syrian rue. There's a lot of them, man. Some of them, they're called legal highs. It's like, ooh. To take those and forget about, and then to take this one thing. The reason the cocoa plant was so popular is because it allowed the people to stay up, and it lights them up and go drinking. Okay, that aspect of it that was caused by the fact that it was money that can be made on that, and number two, the alcohol can be consumed much more with the stimulant. It took away the actual true essence of the plant. It distorted it and it made it, it sold it off like a product, and it lost that sense of, but not for the people that were using it in a sense where David Bowie was, or Mick Jagger was, or Keith Richards, or the list is long. 25. You can Google that celebrities who used. But everyone, as soon as you find that the 25s, then they have little stories of how it ruined their lives, and then they came back from it, and they're not doing it anymore. It's just they think back, it's like they're telling you now. They could be doing it and not telling you, because to tell you would be again a strike against their career, which they're making a shitload of money on, and which they hope, what's that guy's name? I forgot his name now. The guy that oh man, American Beauty. He was in American Beauty. Whatever, that actor that he was tore up by because he I don't know, he propositioned like a was it a proposition day. In a restaurant, a waiter, a waiter or something. I forgot his name. But whatever it is, his whole career was ruined because of that fact came out. And that wasn't even drug related. So imagine what you consider drugs. I mean, I consider medicine. If it's opiates, if it's synthetic opiates like codeine or oxycontin or any of those other things that are made in that. It's synthetic. Those are just heartless, like they're soulless, spiritless, freaking money machines for the pharmaceutical companies. Other than that, there's very few. I mean, there's MDMA, which is and then there's of course the crystal meth. Those are things where I dabble in. I take them, but they're not right now. They're not part of my experience right now, and I don't really think that those would be suitable for what I'm going through right now. But the fact that I'm using the cocoa plant in my own way, in my own spiritual way, and I'm not sitting, like I said, I'm not sitting here fucking drinking and going to a club and trying to pick up somebody or going to a strip joint and spending all my money on a fucking stripper. I would, that's what you do, and that's what they do, and that's what you point your finger at. But instead, you point your finger at me because I'm trying to give you the understanding that it is not the plant. Stop fucking blaming the plant. Okay? Oh, it's the dealers. Well, they're trying to make money on it. They're making money on it. So what? Stop. Take money out of the equation. Don't make it money and necessity to live. And guess what? They won't be doing that anymore. But if you illegally make the plant illegal, right? You stick it in a fucking cage, and you say you can't touch it unless you know somebody, that I'll give you a number of a guy. You can call him. He'll come and deliver it to. Unless you do that, and then you risk your freedom, you risk persecution from family, friends. You risk the one thing it's done for me is like a lot of times that I've had jobs that I just didn't want to be in, but I had to be in because I had to pay my bills, and I hadn't did it in a long time, and all of a sudden I'll do it, and then all of a sudden I'll realize, you know what, sitting here in this fucking office making this money that I'm going to end up using to just live at this level, that I need a car, I need some suits, I need to do the things that I need to do to keep myself in this job, the training that I have to get on my own, all the things that I do to keep me in this level of making this kind of money. Well, then just go to that, and then eventually I'll get fucking pissed off, and then I'll just burn on alcohol and drugs, right? Just because I don't want to be there and I'm depressed, but I have to still get up on Good Friday and Monday morning I still get up and go to work. What this ends up doing without any alcohol consumption is it actually makes me see that very clearly. This is not part of what I want. This is not part of my path. It is not for me. And I've walked away from things that I then walked into something else that that was more and that's where I am right now. Except I happen to be homeless and living in a tent. It's like, is that part of it? Yeah, it's my part of it. Is, man. Whatever it is, it is. But for your judgment against me and others that have done this, for speaking the truth, I can tell you a bunch of sob stories, and I can tell you, oh yeah, like I did that for a while with the people when I said I had an addiction. Oh my God, I'm thinking about going to New Hope. I did all that as a means for you to see, and then maybe let me see if I can manipulate the people that were my friends. Now they hate me because see if I can convince them that I'm just trying to get better. Just like Robert Downey Jr. did. But then, of course, he goes off in the bathroom and does everything. And he goes, hey, and he's like, no, I don't do that anymore. No. Can I have a drink? I have a cigarette. And they'll do that because they're actors, and they'll do that because they need to keep their careers in check. I don't have either anymore. I don't give a shit about I don't have a career anymore. I had a career as sound healing, and it's gone. Why? Oh, no, it's all right. That's fine. My guides told me it's time to move on. Everything that I'm doing is based on my connection, and of course, it's gotten stronger with the use of the plant medicine that helps with the communication to other dimensions. Boom. That is what I'm telling you. It does. You don't believe that? I don't know what to tell you, man. You can send me the list of all the things that they put in it, but again, I'm telling you, they put all this shit in it because it's illegal. If it wasn't illegal, then it wouldn't be. Then everybody would be like, "Oh yeah, I have the best look at this. This is from Bolivia. This is from Colombia, and we have a new one from Peru. You have to try it." And you go, "Oh yeah, I'll try. Thanks very much." And you walk out, "Oh, thank you." Just like they do from Zen Leaf now with the weed. The only difference is that well, there actually is no difference. You see, because there was judgment against marijuana users before now it's legal. That's okay. Well, now it's legal, so fine. You see? That's what I'm saying. Leave the plant alone. Leave the people that use the plant alone. Don't judge them. Don't stick them in fucking cages anymore, man. Change your fucking laws to take that. Oh, it's gonna take years and years and years before the law can change it for that. So yeah, because it's paying your fucking salaries, assholes. Right? Well, when people sit in cages because of it, still. And my God, if you happen to be in a state where it's still a felony, you can spend the rest of your life with just, a small amount of it in a cage. That's right, because we're trying to save our children. I'm trying to pay pay salary with what you consider our addiction, which it's not an addiction. If you consider coffee an addiction, then if you consider eating food an addiction, if you're drinking water or drinking cran apple motion spray, if this is an addiction, I drink this every day. Is that an addiction? Or is that destroying you? The plant doesn't destroy me. You destroy me. Your judgment destroys me. What your laws and your fucking your police and your goddamn fucking court system that destroys me. The plant doesn't destroy me. It's that you have a prejudice, right? A prejudice, judgmental prejudice against the plant, and those that use it, that destroys me. You get it? Stop that, and maybe your people you consider addicts won't be addicts anymore, and trying to run away from your fucking jobs. Maybe they'll say, okay, well, as long as you're okay with it, let me know. They're not gonna do that. You know why? Because the people that are watching this that understand me, they go, we can't do nothing about it. I wish you could. And the people that don't understand me and just want to persecute me, want to write these things. How dare you say that and promote the use of all that. You just want to see us in cages. And one day, I guarantee you, the karma that you're building up to continue putting us in cages will put you in that same fucking cage. So you're going to know how it feels. Well, for what you have done, I think there's 350,000 incarcerated human beings in this country from drugs. This country has the highest level of incarceration, and the majority of it is the war on drugs. So, thanks for all that. I'm sure we appreciate it. If you ever find yourself on the other side of that cage, just think back and remember what I just said, right? Because what you right now, everything you do is not illegal. But how about one day they decide to make something that you do illegal, and then you still want to do it, and what's going to do? Well, fuck it. Now they're not going to really arrest me, and then you end up in a fucking cage for it, and then you'll understand what to this day you're still doing to every one of those human beings that's in a cage right now for what you consider drug use or something related to the use of something, the selling, anything related. That you made illegal, and you put or you allowed these people to make it illegal so they can make a shitload of money on them. Because man, I owe $2,600 to Ocean County. I owe like $5,000 to fucking to Bradley Beach, and I owe like I don't know, like $3,000, $2,000 to Neptune, which I pay $50 a month. Where does all your money go? Well, it's fines, you know. Well, that's because you did that. It's like, okay. Again, every time you say that, I want you to think very clearly about one day something that you do, they decide to make illegal, and then you'll understand the hypocrisy, and you'll understand judgment that you just sprouted out at me and everyone that does it. Have a good day. Well, namaste.